Hey, I'm Kaylee.
And I'm Jasa.
And welcome to Real Talk.
Hey guys, welcome to Real Talk. This is part 3 of the self-confidence mini-series.
Yeah, we're on the topic of relationship status and how that affects our worth and like where we find our worth in relationships.
So, the quote for this episode is, "You don't find your worth in a man, you find your worth within yourself, and then you find a man who's worthy of you." Remember that.
I like how it says, remember that. Like how it...
Yeah, it's kind of like...
It's like, don't forget.
Don't forget it.
But I would say it's definitely hard to see your beauty if boys don't. Like, if they... Not if they don't, but if they don't recognize it.
Yeah.
Because... And I think that's a big part of social media. Like, social media really draws ties to that. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but...
Yeah, like... I feel like a lot of girls especially find worth within other people.
Yeah, exactly.
Specifically a partner in a relationship. Because, I mean, like, it's law of attraction. It makes sense. Like, I want... And, you know, it's fueled by everything. You are... You know, everybody wants to be considered attractive.
Yeah.
It's a whole fuel of everything. And when we're not, it's kind of like, oh, so I'm not worth it. I'm not... You know what I mean? Like, it takes out everything of you if you're considered, quote, ugly.
Yeah.
So, I could definitely see how it's... I mean, a big problem, not a big problem, but it's a problem in high school especially, because that's everything. All people care about.
Seriously, yeah.
Whether or not you're in a relationship.
Yeah. I want to say that you're not only pretty if a boy says you are, but you're also, You're also not ugly if a boy never says you're pretty.
Yeah.
Like, that's not how it works. Like, they don't have to tell you you're pretty for you to be pretty, but they don't have to not tell you that you're pretty, meaning you're not pretty. Is that how you say it?
No, yeah. Like, if you're never recognized for your beauty, don't think you're ugly.
Yeah, exactly. That's
you know what I mean? If nobody points it out, don't all of a sudden assume, oh, nobody finds me attractive. I'm not, you know.
Yeah, and that ties to, like, the fact that we're all caught up in relationships with meaning they might not even, like, what am I trying to say? Like, they might not even think that the reason they want a relationship is to be uplifted by the guy or the girl or whatever.
No, girls will get in relationships simply because they admire their beauty.
Yeah.
You know?
And, I mean, that's true, too. Like, maybe this girl's already confident and they just want a guy to, like, reassure them or something. Like, I feel like I'm pretty, but then maybe a boy doesn't think that. Like, maybe they have a different view on it. So I think it just, like, it's kind of about the way you look at it, if you think about it.
And I've definitely dealt with this myself. Kind of going to throw you under the bus here.
It's okay.
No, this is not meant to, like, offend Jason in any way. I'm not trying to hurt you at all. I promise.
I know. But
me and Jason have been friends since literally the beginning of time. And she's drinking her water. But we've been friends for a long time. And I feel like we've gone to school with kind of knows that.
Yeah.
You know, everybody kind of knows we're like this tag girls. Team. Yeah. And so I don't know. We're like barely ever not with each other really. Or everybody knows we're together is basically what.
Yeah. We're together when we can be.
So I don't know. It was kind of like like in middle school, intermediate school when the boys kind of started, you know, like, what, you know what I mean? Like, getting interested in boys, they were always interested in you instead of me. And that has nothing to do, that doesn't affect me now. Yeah. I'm good. We're good. But they would all go to Jason. They would all go, and not saying you're like this.
No, I get
I know. No. But they would all, like, pick Jason over me, basically. It was how I took it.
Yeah.
Or they would find you more attractive
Which I feel like is more just the way you felt, because it's not like I had boyfriends or anything. I've never dated anybody, but it's not like that was really the case. Like,
and none of those guys ever told me, like, oh, you're ugly, I like your best friend better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was all how I took it, but I don't know, I felt like overlooked and ugly because they thought you were prettier than me.
Or you thought.
It's how I perceived it. So I, like, if you're in this, like, friendship group where you think, you know, there was a movie about it, the The duff.
What?
The dumb, ugly, fat friend.
Oh.
And it's like every group has one. It's like 2 pretty girls and 1 weird girl to make the other one look prettier.
It's kind of rude.
No, it is. It was a whole comedy movie, but you know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's relatable. That's why it was funny.
Yeah.
But, you know, I kind of felt like it, but not like...
You're not dumb at all, so...
Well, that's just the expression. But, no, I totally get it being... And it sucks being compared to you, you know, because you're like my sister. Like, it's not...
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to be compared to you. By other people is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, like, I get having, you know, being close to people and other people choosing them over you. And that hurts. It does, but...
Yeah. I mean, I feel like with me, I just... like, I see it more. Like, oh, God. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Like, I could... Like, whether I'm friends with the girl or not, I might, like, see her being liked or dating somebody over me, if that makes sense.
Oh, like, you think guys would like her more than you?
Yeah, because she's dating them. But also, on, like, side note, like, I feel like a lot of people that date are, like, like, they're more, like, they're easier to approach. Like, the girls are more approachable, which isn't always a good thing. Like, I literally don't know.
Oh, like, they're
more
prone to get in relationships.
Yeah, and I'd rather not be found as that, if that makes sense.
You mean like guys would go up to her versus someone else who hasn't been in a relationship?
Sure. Yeah, that too. I don't know.
Okay, well, I don't know what you're trying to mean.
But, yeah, I just think I've, like, watched it more. Like, I've seen, like, oh, guys are choosing these girls over me and whatever. But it's not like I was being really hurt by that because I was like, I don't need a guy, you know? Obviously, like, I know that, but it's always hard to remember.
No, and it sucks because in, like, 7th grade, I'm like, oh, I don't want a boyfriend. I don't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, how old were you? Like, 12?
Yeah, something like that.
God. And, you know what I mean? So I wasn't like, oh, I need a boy. Like, I wasn't like that. But it still sucked seeing guys come after you and not. No.
Yeah.
Because that's what everything is, though. It's because if guys find you attractive, that is what puts the seal of approval. Yep, she is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I feel like that's how girls perceive beauty now. Is whether or not
through
a guy sees it.
Yeah.
You know, and I hate that. And I hate because girls will put it back on them. Well, if he doesn't find me attractive, I guess I'm not attractive to anyone. When that is not the case.
Yeah.
That's not. I have some weird analogies planned for this episode.
Oh my gosh.
But
buckle up.
Think of it as like colors. Like, let's say Jace's color is pink and my color is purple. Like, just because boys like the color pink, Jace, doesn't mean that the color purple, me, is like unattractive or ugly.
Yeah, which is cool because some people will find purple more attractive than pink.
Yeah.
And so it's just a matter of who the guy is.
But you know what I mean? Like, if you could, like, any color, like, just assign yourself a color or whatever. Like, yellow. I feel like that's a very mixed color. Like, it's 50-50. You either love
like
that
whether
or
it's
hate it.
pretty or not. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's not, like, don't think, ooh, nobody likes purple because they chose pink. You know?
Yeah.
Because there is going to come some guy walking in and be like, ooh, purple. Like, immediately go purple. Don't even glance at pink. No offense. But
no. Yeah, that makes sense. That's how
you know
it
what I
is.
mean? Like, one guy doesn't determine your worth.
Yeah. And the quote is also talking about how you have to find your worth, and then you find a guy who's worthy of you, who's worthy of, like, you knowing that you're worthy. But I will say, especially more recently, I felt, I don't know.
Tempted to get in?
Well, not tempted to, like, have a relationship, but I've had more experiences with guys, I guess. No, that's not really the right word. I'm not gonna say it, but there's just been I've been approached, kind of.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
Not approached like in person talking to, because you know that this isn't really how it works now. But
guys have been interested in her lately.
More recently. Which has put me in a situation where I have to like really like put my like values before that and like remember what I stand for, because I think we can know all this stuff, but then when it comes to you and it's like actually happening, is when you have to like actually put it into action. Yeah. Which is what I struggle with a lot, which I think this podcast is helping me with, because like we're talking about it more.
And I think it does, like peer pressure, we don't talk about that enough.
Yeah.
Because I feel like with any of these, it's going to be easy to just go be like, oh, I'm going to make a change in my high school, or I'm going to, you know.
Yeah.
You don't ever once for a second think somebody's going to disprove that. You know. Well, if I never had a boyfriend, if I never have a boyfriend in high school, people are going to think I'm a prude, or I'm, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or I'm weird or something. Why didn't guys date her? You know what I mean? Like, it's always, like, somebody's going to disapprove of anything you do.
Yeah, exactly.
And I get it's really hard in the moment where it's like, just go out with him. Come on, it'll be fun. Or come on, we can go on a double date.
Yeah.
Like, you don't even have to like him. You never have to see him after this date.
Just come with us.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, really, you kind of just got to go like, woo, hold up. Take a second.
Yeah.
Is it really, like, do I really want this?
Yeah.
You know?
And so I'm having to, like, really remember that, like, this isn't that, like, it's exciting, you know, for a guy thinking that you're pretty or whatever.
But it shouldn't be.
But it shouldn't be what's, like,
the deciding factor.
Seriously, also, like, that isn't the reason that you should date them, because they think you're pretty. Like, that literally has nothing to do with a relationship.
Or
like, for the most part.
Make other guys think you're pretty because you're, quote, dateable now. Or,
yeah.
You know what I mean? It's so screwed up, and I don't think we realize it, though.
Yeah. Especially when it, like, happens to you and, like, confronts you. But
don't get me wrong, I'm all for high school dating. Like, I think it's fun. I think it's where you kind of figure out what you want in a relationship. And, you know, and in rare cases, it might turn into a whole full love story, you know. But don't get in a relationship in high school just because you want the popularity or you want.
Don't do it for the wrong
validation.
Reason. Like, but he has to be like I know that you're trying it out. We're really just talking about like dating now, but he has to be somebody that's like respectful. He has to check all the boxes for it to be a good first one. Don't just do it to do it.
I hate girls who like lower their standards on guys. I read a lot of like romance books, and of course they're like insane man characters in there, and it's like perfect attributes and oh my god. And then I was starting to think, I was like, oh, I'm never gonna find a guy like that. So I'm gonna have to lower my standards on the guy I want tremendously in order to find something. But no, I know it's not gonna be exactly like the book, but it's gonna be close, right? Like it's not impossible. Like I don't want to throw away my beliefs and my values for a guy.
Exactly. I agree with that. But with the part of the quote that's talking about finding your worth, that's what we're kind of trying to help whoever's listening, like helping y'all with. But, because we're still working on it and y'all are just coming along with us, I guess. But
in the journey.
It's hard. And there's a lot of things that go into finding your worth. Like, it's not just I am beautiful. Like, that's not the only part of it. Another thing I said was like you need to find your worth in like the right things, because you might not be looking in the right place. Like you might I'm like all over the place.
Okay. Should I go in with my analogy?
Sure, yeah, go for it.
All right, buckle up, kids. So, okay, we were planning this yesterday, and it's a big one. You gotta stick with me. But I created this thing it's called a garden of worth, okay? So, here it is. Pretend you're, like, it's a garden of worth. Everybody has one, okay? And it could be really big. It could be really small, depending on how much worth you possess, you know? So, picture this garden, okay? And, of course, a garden needs water to survive.
Yeah.
You know, to grow, to, you know. So if you are getting your worth solely from a man or from a partner, pretend that he is that like hose watering it. You know, if he is the only supplier of worth that you have, the second that he leaves or the second that his water runs out, so does your garden. Mm-hmm. Your garden will die without water. So, and I'm sorry to say, but I don't think any man can, like, I don't know, maybe I just have trust issues. Be the full amount
of worth?
Well, I just don't think it's ever permanent.
What, like
a man, like, even if you marry him, I don't know if you should depend on him that much. You know what I mean?
No, because you should be solid in where you find your worth.
Yeah.
For yourself.
So, the whole thing is don't rely on the man's hose. Okay? Put your own hose in there. Make your own hose. Water your own garden. You know?
And that's the hose that's going to stay there. Like, you're going to keep supplying it for yourself.
Exactly.
Whether the man is or not.
Never going to run dry.
Yeah. And so you're just going to keep blooming and blooming and getting all beautiful.
Yes.
Even when the guy may leave. Like, there may be two hoses.
Yeah.
Like,
no, you can.
You and the guy.
And in this
he
analogy,
might leave, and then
you can't overwater a garden. I know that's the thing in your life. You can't overwater this worth garden. Okay, but you know what I mean? Like, it's always uncertain with anyone else. Mm-hmm. At least it's for sure. It is 100% solid with yourself.
Yeah.
You know? So, I think just like, I don't know. Be your own source of motivation. Be your own source of worth. And, you know, honestly kind of be that, like, quote, partner for yourself. You know what I mean?
If that's what you think has, like, if you have to have a partner to supply for you, then be that. Well,
I'm thinking, like for you and me, for example. It doesn't even have to be, like, relationship-wise. But
yeah,
I feel like our friendship's kind of, like, very empowering each other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And in a way, you're watering my garden.
You're watering mine.
But let's say I didn't have you. I can be my own source of that motivation and that empowerment that I need to water the garden.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I can, quote, act like you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, go, Kaylee, you got this. Go on.
Yeah.
You know?
Be Jason for yourself.
Yeah. So, you know, water your own garden because that's 100% certain.
Yeah. I like that.
I know it was a stretch, but.
Yeah. I think, let me see what else I want to say. I don't know. I think when you're solid in where you have, excuse me, when you have found your worth and you're solid in that, then not getting, like, comments from boys or from anybody really, I guess, but solely for boys for this episode. When you're not getting that from people, it's not, I don't think it would hurt as much whenever you know that, when you know you're worthy before you even would get the compliments from them.
No, it wouldn't, because if you're supplying your own water to your own garden, there's no chance of it drying out.
Yeah.
So if a guy comes and tries to water it and then he leaves, you're going to be like, okay.
Yeah, like,
you're
sorry,
I'm still worthy.
You're still,
you know, and of course it might hurt in other areas, you know, like heartbreak and everything, but it's not going to affect your worth by any means. As long as you're supplying it yourself. And
I don't think there'd be as much, as much of a void to fill with that if you're filling it for yourself. Like, if you're, so say like now the garden, like, it can have a limit of water. Let's just say it for this. So if
we could just make another analogy altogether and use the void.
The cup
If
thing?
you didn't get the garden analogy.
My cup thing?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. I don't even remember it. So I think.
No, do this.
Hold on.
That one.
If you feel it yourself.
By the way, these are our own notes.
Yeah. We take notes so we know what we're doing. So I think what I was trying to say is that say you were a cup, or you are you and you have a cup, okay? A tall glass.
You'd have a cup of worth.
Yeah, it's your cup of worth. And if you're thirsty, so let's say this, you are thirsty, not in a weird way, but you are thirsty for worth, okay?
Thirsty for worth.
Yeah. So you are looking for, like, if you're thirsty, you're going to fuel yourself. And so you're pouring in your own water, and that water is
Self-worth.
Yeah, you have found all of that through whatever that may be that benefits you or like helps you.
The water you get yourself.
Yeah.
From yourself.
So you're pouring it in your cup and it's slowly filling up like as your life goes on. And then a man may come, a boy, let's say.
A man.
A boy.
A man in high school.
A boy may come and like give you compliments, and that may
put some more water.
That may put some more. It will, like it's gonna pour into your cup, but you're still pouring in, kind of like the hoses in the garden. So you're still pouring in for yourself, like, and maybe you have a hard season of life. Yeah. Maybe you stop pouring.
Maybe there's a drought.
Oh my gosh! Wait, sorry, that was really loud. Okay, so maybe you have a hard season of life. You're having trouble finding your worth.
There's a drought in the water.
Yeah, so you have stopped. Your worth has stopped pouring into your cup, and you're getting really thirsty. And so you're looking for a man to supply that water for you. And so he keeps filling it up, but then when he leaves, it all falls out of the cup.
Yeah, or you drink it all and then
there's
nothing left.
Yeah, because you drank it and because you're thirsty. Oh, God. You're thirsty, so you drank that water, and so it's in you now. And now you have this empty cup again.
We need to stop.
No, I have a point. You have this empty cup, and so you basically, my point is supply for yourself. I'm so sorry. That was so bad. Kaylee is where she gets all the analogies. Kaylee is the one who can do it. I can't. I can't do it. I tried.
And
that was me trying.
Oh
my gosh, I'm hot. Okay.
I don't know if I can continue.
When you are full of the worth you found, there will not be a void for a man to fill.
Period.
That's my point.
There it is. So whether it be the cup analogy,
anybody understood that?
Whether the cup analogy connected with you or the garden one, point is, supply your own water.
I haven't given any advice.
Well, this is an interesting
I'm sorry,
episode.
we are struggling. We've been together all day. We're just
you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Find your own worth and fill your own cup. Remember or recognize what worth is going to be more permanent.
Oh my god.
Like what worth is going to actually supply your thirsty needs.
Jason. Hun.
I'm sorry.
We're over that now. We're done.
No, that's the advice I wrote. That's what I have.
To quench your thirst.
Okay, I actually have other good things, but you go ahead.
Okay, back to the color thing. We've had a lot of lot of analogies this episode. But the color thing, I think that was a really good example of how everyone's different, you know? Like, there might be two pinks, but this one could be a hay or...
There's different shades of pink.
Yeah, you know?
Any color.
Or... So, basically...
Wow.
Wrapping this up. We've gone way off... Well, not off topic, but... Well, maybe.
We're just... Yeah. Anyway.
Take a breath. Okay. Let's continue. Don't depend on a man for your worth.
Don't do it.
Okay? Remember that. Don't do it. Queens, don't depend on a prince.
Yeah. Sure.
I just said that.
Okay. Do you want to keep going?
No.
Okay. I said also you could take yourself out of a situation that may involve you finding your worth from the wrong place. Like if you're if you're in a relationship and you're realizing that you only feel worthy because of what he's giving you. Mm-hmm. And this is also, by the way, this is the same for boys. Like if there's a boy listening, this is the same for a girl.
Yeah, just switch pronouns.
Yeah. So if you're in a relationship and you find yourself finding your worth from the guy, then maybe you could like take a step back and like find your worth for yourself. Like not saying you have to get out of the relationship because it may not be like a toxic relationship. It could be healthy. It could just be that he's the one telling you what you are and you're not believing it or you didn't know it before he told you that.
Yeah.
And so I would say maybe not take yourself out of the situation, but step back and like think about what you are before you had him. So
no, for sure. And I think I'm really into like, I don't know, like, I guess permanent, or what's the word I'm looking for?
Permanent,
I guess. Reliable.
Yeah,
reliable sources
mm-hmm.
in my life. You know what I mean? Doubt does not sit well with me. But, you know, like, I feel like if he's supplying water to my garden, then it's not always going to be reliable.
Yeah.
Whoever he is, I'm sorry. I just don't feel like even if you're married, you've given your complete trust to this person and everything. It's not permanent.
Maybe the water's toxic. Maybe it has bad chemicals in it and it kills your garden.
Ooh.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Oof. That would suck.
Yeah, that would not be good.
But I think the most reliable source of water would be from yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and of course there's going to be days that you might not want to, or you might not have anything to give. You might run out of water. There might be a drought. But in those moments of desperation and thirst, don't go search for the water somewhere else.
Yeah.
Work on it yourself.
Also, I think one of the most important places to find your worth and where you can be promised that this is true.
Bring them up. Bring them up. Bring them up.
Jesus Christ.
Yes!
Yeah.
You're going to have to fix that.
Yeah, I'll lower that. But, so, finding your worth in God is literally the most reliable source.
Yeah.
The Bible is
I stand corrected.
Yeah. The Bible is where you will find it. And I struggle with, like, finding certain things in the Bible, like, on my own, finding that for myself. But, I mean,
yeah,
even just, like, I have found myself wanting to get back into Bible plans. Like, I kind of struggle with reading my Bible, like my actual Bible.
Yeah.
And, like, finding that. And so I'll just, like, find a Bible plan on my phone and do it when I can, which it's hard to stick with sometimes. But when you find one that is, like, I'm actually doing one with my friend, and it's called The Beauty He Creates Through His Eyes. And that's something that's, like, that's where you can look. That's where you can rely that it is true and personal to you.
And if you think about it, God doesn't make ugly colors.
No.
Going back to the color analogy, he doesn't make, I mean, even this poopy green that he makes is going to be attracted to somebody.
Somebody will find it beautiful.
He finds it beautiful. That's the thing, he created it.
Yeah, that's true. Stand corrected.
You know? Yeah. Purple in his eyes is gorgeous. Pink in his eyes is beautiful.
Yeah, they're all equal.
Yellow,
like you are,
green, blue, pink, like everything.
No matter who you are, you really are beautiful. And I know we've said that. Yeah. Like, and it may sound cliche, but it's so true. Like, it's actually true.
God doesn't make ugly.
He doesn't.
And I really doubt you were created by the devil.
That's not how it works.
No.
So,
but he would make ugly.
Yeah. But if you're interested in finding that, then I would say look into that, or even, like, look it up. Like, what does God say about me? Google it. And there it'll be.
Or ask your youth leaders, or ask your pastor.
Yeah. Or ask your parents, or, like.
Or ask Jesus.
Yeah, pray. Pray, girl, pray.
You're like, yo, what do you see in me?
Yeah.
You find me worthy? Because I don't, you know what I mean? It's kind of an obvious answer, but.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So, find your worth in God, mainly.
Yourself.
And, yes. Yes. Sorry, yes. We were all over the place quite a lot this episode. But I hope we got across what we were trying to say. Hope our analogies made somewhat of a sense.
God. Oh my God. That one is one for the books.
Sorry, guys. Okay, sorry. Well, we're done with that. Okay.
But,
well, I hope that was helpful to y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that wraps up part 3 of our self-confidence mini-series.
Thank you guys so much for listening. Hope our message got across.
We love you guys so much.
And stay tuned for part 4.
Bye.
Bye.